Hey, good morning everybody. This is Michael, aka Faithful Raider, just checking in for my HCG vlog. Today is VLCD 10 of my round 2 on HCG. Just wanted to update a little bit. Yesterday, I was really worried because I was going all day to the amusement park and I've always had bad luck afterwards. I really made an effort to get my water in. My guess was about 3 liters, but it still wasn't enough, I don't think, because I was definitely not going to the bathroom like I usually do, especially in the evening and this morning when I woke up. My urine was pretty dark, so I know I did not, and I really didn't have to go. I kind of made myself go. So I know I ended up not getting enough water in. So I really need to focus on that today. I think I need to do 4 liters today. It's probably going to mess up my weight tomorrow, but I just know I'm a little dehydrated. So anyway, for the scale, I got on the scale this morning. I was 269.8. So I actually lost yesterday, and I was really shocked at that. So that's really good news. I don't know how accurate that's going to be, but for today I'll take it. So in the 260s, that's really, really awesome. I'm really proud of myself. Just because now I'm only 4 pounds away from the lightest I've been in any kind of recent memory. So, well, even far back memory, more than 10 years. It actually, I think it would be like 13 or 14 years if I can get, when I get under 265. So I'm right there. I'm only a few pounds away. Hopefully by this time next week I will be there. So my weight seems to just be really going fast. Yeah, I'm really losing quickly this round, and I was kind of worried about because I've already done it, and you know, I've lost a lot of weight already. I thought for sure things would slow down somewhat, but things have just gone really, really well. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I keep wanting to count my load weight. So not counting my load weight, I am 12 pounds down this round so far in 10 days. So I'm ahead of my 1 pound a day goal. So that's really, really good. If I do count my load weight, it's something crazy like 17 pounds or something like that from when, if I count the weight I was at when I loaded. So I don't want to count that. But because that would mean I'm almost halfway, you know, because if I'm doing 40 pounds and I count my load weight, I'm 3 pounds away from being halfway in just 10 days. Yeah, that's absolute insanity. So I'm not counting that. Anyway, so I did want to talk about a couple things today. Yesterday, I think it was because I was so active, or I was planning on being active. I woke up in the morning, I was very hungry. I didn't really talk about it in my video yesterday because I was just getting ready to do things, but a little bit after that video I started getting really hungry, and I mean like I want to eat. And so I told myself I would have my apple in the morning, the one I usually don't eat at night. I would eat in the morning. So I ate apple in the morning, and then for lunch I packed my lunch. I had another apple for lunch, and my chicken. I ate half of my chicken at lunch, and I ate a breadstick. And then a few hours later, like five hours later, I ate the other half of my chicken for lunch. Because I only packed lunch, I didn't pack dinner. We weren't planning on staying too late. We stayed till about 8 o'clock actually, which was later than I thought we would stay. But we were having such a great time, and so well, we stayed a little bit later. So when I got home, and I got my daughter to bed and everything. It was about 9 or 9:30. I decided I did want to get my rest of my protein in, so I did have my protein drink. So I did getting all my protein in, And actually, I think I did eat my second breadstick. So yesterday, except for vegetables, I did everything. I had my 2 servings of protein, my 2 apples, my 2 breadsticks. I didn't have my vegetables. But that's really, really rare for me on HCG to have a pretty much full day, like of eating everything I'm allowed to eat, because I'm just not hungry enough to do it all. Most of the time I skip an apple a day, so I only have 1 apple. Most of the time I don't eat my breadsticks. My breadsticks are there as just as a treat, or if I'm still a little hungry or just need something to nibble on, is when I use my breadsticks. But most of the time I don't even need to eat a breadstick during the day. And my vegetables, you guys know I skip that like crazy. So anyway, so and it didn't really, my weight loss was really good, which was shocking. So I guess it just goes to show you, I think sometimes in my mind I'm just like, well, if I'm really trying to eat to hunger, and if I'm not hungry, I'm just not going to eat things. So even though I'm allowed the 500 calories, most days I'm nowhere near it. I'm probably half that. Just so you guys have a perspective on like how little I'm actually eating. And I'm okay with it. I mean, if I'm hungry like I was yesterday, then I'll eat pretty much everything I'm allowed to eat. If I was still hungry, I would have made some vegetables too and had that, but I wasn't. So this morning I'm feeling hungry, but I know it's thirst. So, because I'm really not hungry. Like I can kind of tell the difference now. Like my stomach is like, yeah, sending things to my brain like, you should eat something right now. But I know as soon as I get some water in me, that'll go away. So, and for people who say that like you're starving yourself on this diet, well, I guess technically speaking you are, because you're only intaking a small amount of calories every day. But that's, that's the point of it, is to get your body to use its fat reserves. So, and to do it in a way that doesn't impact you negatively in terms of your, not feeling well. Like I feel great. I spent all day running around at the amusement park, keeping up with a 7-year-old who's full of energy and had, all kind of treats and snacks throughout the day, and I wore her out. So I was, my energy level was really good yesterday. It just goes to show you, like, on this diet, it doesn't negatively impact you if you're doing it right. If you're eating the things that you're supposed to do, and your HCG is working, I mean, you've got it on the correct dose, and you feel good on it, it doesn't negatively impact you. It doesn't, like, I don't feel hungry most of the time, and when I do, I eat, and I eat what I'm allowed. I don't feel tired or lethargic or out of energy or any day. I mean, I don't have headaches. I don't have GI problems. I had more GI problems when I got off the HCG, if you guys remember my phase 3. And it's just, I feel really good on it. So saying I'm starving myself, yes, I guess technically I am, because I'm forcing my body to use its fat reserves. But it doesn't have the negative connotation of that I'm doing harm to my body by not eating enough calories, because I feel great. Now, if I had been like, I don't have any energy, I just want to lay around all day, this diet is killing me, okay, then something's not right. And if you're on a diet like that, and where I have been, where you're eating a low amount of calories and you have zero energy and you don't want to do anything every day, then yeah, that diet's probably not for you. For me, I feel like I have way more energy and I feel so much better on HCG, and it's working for me, and I'm losing weight. So the eating, the starving myself, quote unquote, I don't see it as that. I'm just eating when I'm hungry. Isn't that normal? I think that's what normal people do. So, so having to train myself to become that way has been a very interesting journey for me. Like, I noticed in phase 3 when I was off of the HCG how little I ate and how infrequently I ate, even though I didn't have the HCG in my system, that I had a glimpse of what a normal person's day regarding food is like. For me, before HCG, my average day of eating was wake up, eat even though I'm not hungry. Snack in the middle of the afternoon, probably because I might be a little hungry. Eat a huge lunch, way more than I need, and just stuff myself. Like I had to have that feeling of being stuffed. Sometimes I'd eat in the afternoon, but most of the time I would just go, and by the time I get home, I would be absolutely starving, and I had just eaten a huge lunch 6 or 7 hours ago. Then, like, I'd be so ravenously hungry, I would just go over the top and eat way too much for dinner, and then a couple hours later, have some kind of dessert or snack, like popcorn. You guys know that I'm addicted to popcorn like crazy. Like I could have a huge bowl, like I'm talking huge. Like you guys are thinking huge, like oh yeah, like this. No, huge bowl of popcorn, and yeah, and eat the entire thing. And that's 2 hours after eating a huge dinner. So something I was thinking about at the park yesterday is kind of why I'm talking about this, is just how much I used to eat. And what made me think about it is I was driving all the way to the amusement park, and there's a local baseball team here. We have a minor league team here in Salt Lake, and they were having this week at one of the games, one of the competitive eating people were going to come and eat a whole mess of hot dogs and at the ballpark for the game. And I was like, you know what? I used to literally think that I could be a competitive eater because of the amount of food I could eat before I would feel full. Just insane amounts of food. Like I literally was like, I really should look into this. Like, I bet I can do just as good as the rest of these people, and I haven't done any practice or training. Like, just me step up there and I would do pretty good. Like I really wanted to go do like all these things where if you eat this big old steak, or if you eat all this food, whatever, you get it for free. I don't think there's anything like that here in Salt Lake because people would do it. But yeah, it's like, dude, I would totally was thinking I could go there and I could eat pretty much any challenge that they put in front of me, and I could do it. Like seriously, like I could eat an entire large pizza in one sitting, and I have done that before. Not that I'm proud of it, but I mean, really, sometimes where I'm so hungry, I can eat an entire pizza and whatever else I get with it, like breadsticks or whatever. I used to eat like an entire large pizza and half a bag of Doritos. Yeah, like I've done that before. Easily, like whenever we got pizza, half of the pizza would be gone, like instantly. I could eat 4 pieces of pizza without even giving it a second thought, and then I would decide if I wanted more or not. But I mean, and then 2 hours later I would have something else. So really the amount of food that I used to eat and the amount of hunger that I used to have is indescribable. I mean, it wasn't like a craving or anything like that. It was like painful hunger that I had to remedy. And the only way to remedy was to stuff myself full. Just where I couldn't feel like I could put another bite in my mouth. That's when I would stop. So, and that was every day. That was every day I used to be. I never used to be like, oh, today I'm not going to eat very much today. I'm not very hungry. That never happened. It was always, okay, I'm hungry. Make an entire big plate of food, eat that, go back for seconds for another huge pile of food, then decide if I wanted anything else. And then knowing that later in the night I'm still going to have more food. So, to think where I'm at today, not in terms of weight, not in terms of how much I've lost or my energy level or how I feel, just in terms of feeling I don't have to do that anymore. That HCG has been such an amazing thing for me. Like, I don't feel like I have to be stuffed. I always have to be shoving huge amounts of food in my mouth. That, I mean, even if I had not lost this amount of weight, even if HCG just let me get that part of my life under control, I'd be super happy. Like, you don't know how, well, maybe some of you guys do, how frustrating it is to be like, I need to stop what I'm doing right now and eat. Otherwise, I'm gonna go insane. Like, I would get home from work and I was like, you know, my daughter's asking me for stuff and just like, I got stuff to do, and I'm like, I have to put everything on hold because I need to put food in my mouth right now or something bad's gonna happen. Some days that's how it was. Some days I couldn't even get home. Sometimes I would have to stop for something fast food on the way home and eat that before I even get home. Just because there was no way I was gonna be able to wait the extra 10 minutes to get home. So that's where I have been coming from. So, yeah, it was something uncontrollable at the time, just the way things were. So, for me, the way HCG has worked, just where, like yesterday, I had, for me, it seemed a lot, 2 apples, a couple pieces of chicken. I mean, like, it's like, I took a chicken breast, cut it in half, ate half of the half for at lunch and the other half 5 hours later, and 1 breadstick and my water. And that's what I had for a whole entire day at an amusement park. Before this, that would be totally unthinkable. Now that doesn't mean that I didn't want to eat yesterday, because I mean, you guys know how it is when you go to an amusement park and the smell of the foods and everything that's there. I was going kind of crazy yesterday. There were some things I would just smell and be like, oh, that smells awesome. But you know, you gotta say no. You gotta say no, because it's not because, oh, I want to get that, I'm so hungry, that sounds good. It's like, oh, that sounds like delicious. I want some. There's a difference. There's a difference. So me being able to recognize the difference now because of HCG, I think will help me when I'm at my goal weight to maintain my goal weight. So I mean, HCG really does teach you. It shows you what errors you've made in the past and gives you the advantage to help correct them. Because for me, it's taken that hunger equation out of the situation and said, okay, here you go. Can you avoid all the things that were your downfalls before if it's not hunger related? And then it just becomes a matter of some willpower and just sticking to your guns and making a decision and say, okay, I'm not gonna cheat on this diet. And just, there's nothing that anyone can do to make me eat something that's not protocol. And if you stick to that 95% of the time, you're gonna be okay on this diet. It's when it starts to do like, well, I kind of want to try some of this, or maybe only a bite of that, or maybe if I had a little bit of this, you know, just a couple spoonfuls of ice cream and no one's gonna know and it won't matter, and a handful of popcorn, and then all of a sudden, because, well, I've already had 2 scoops of ice cream and some popcorn, I might as well go have, you know, a funnel cake or churro or whatever else was there, and that totally could have been my yesterday. But you know, because I had just said, no, I'm not gonna, as wonderful as things smelled yesterday, I was just not gonna have anything. I was just gonna have fun and not think about food. And it's really, really like mind-blowing for me to be able to enjoy a day out and not have food be a major part of the social interactions of my day. Like, I mean, before, like, let me give you an example of what today would have, or yesterday would have been like. You know, me taking my daughter to the amusement park. If I was not dieting, I would have woke up, either made a nice big breakfast of, you know, pancakes or waffles, but more than likely we probably would have gone somewhere like IHOP or Denny's or somewhere like that, and got an even worse breakfast. then would have, on the way there, probably got some drinks, like some sodas or whatever. And we would, you know, because actually my local amusement park here in Salt Lake lets you take food in. There's lots of people who do picnics and stuff like that. So, but I probably wouldn't have packed a picnic. I would have ate lunch there. Guaranteed it would have been burgers and fries or something like that, you know. Snacks like crazy of, you know, popcorn and funnel cakes and churros, and, you know, because in my mind, that used to equate to fun. Like, you're going to the amusement park, you're going to have fun, we're going to go on some rides, and we're going to eat a bunch of really good tasting but bad for you food, right? And, you know, through the whole day, that's what it would have been like. It's like, okay, what do we want to go on next? What do we want to eat next? What do we want to go on next? What do we want to eat next? And that's just, you know, how much of our social life revolves around food. And it's been really interesting to kind of break that for me, where I can enjoy social events and not have to connect them with eating. It's been very enlightening, I would say, like, and very empowering. I can go have fun with my friends, go out, go to the movies. Go to the movies without eating, it blows my mind. Like, I don't even know how, this Friday I'm going to the drive-in. I don't even know how I'm going to handle that, because drive-in has always been like junk food craziness, you know. In the back of the truck, you got pizzas and popcorn and whatever other things that you brought, chips and sodas. I don't even know how I'm going to do it this week, but, you know, got it, right? I've already made the decision. I'm not going to cheat. So it's been very, and it hasn't always been easy. Like, you guys have heard how often, like, people are, you know, offering me food and things like that. It's because it's, I don't want to say normal, but it's expected. Social gatherings and food, they go together, right? And they're never good foods for the, well, good for you foods for the most part. But so food equates with fun in our minds, you know, and definitely in mine. And being able to have fun without worrying about what I'm eating, you know, HCG has been able to kind of show me that. So anyway, I did have one other big important thing I did want to talk about, and it does involve the amusement park again. There was a ride that at the amusement park. It's one of those where you sit down and the bar comes over and your feet dangle and you go on the ride and you're like hanging. Before HCG last summer, I could not go on that ride. I literally could not fit into the harness. And it was, I'd gone with me and my daughter, and like I went to go sit down and brought the bar over and to buckle it, and it just would not reach. And I couldn't go on the ride. My daughter had to go by herself. But yeah, that was, you know, that was really, really embarrassing. And it wasn't embarrassing for me enough to like actually do anything about it, but every time we've gone to the amusement park since then, my daughter goes, Daddy, let's go on this ride. I was like, no, and I would always make excuses. Oh, I don't think it's working today. Luckily, the last time it wasn't working. That was actually, she's like, let's go on it. And that was during my round one. And she's like, Daddy, let's go on it. And I'm like, oh no, we can't. It's not working today. But we had gone several times before that, and Daddy, let's go on this ride. No, I'm too big for that ride. Like, really? Like, right? I know. That's really, really disappointing. But, so anyway, yesterday, my daughter was just like, Daddy, there's that ride. Let's go on it. We have to go on it. And she's dragging me, and I was like, all right. And that was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, test time. Let's see how I've done. Let's see if I've really made a difference, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, if I get on this thing and I don't fit on it, I'm gonna feel horrible, just horrible. But I was already like, all right, you know, got in line, got on the ride. I just remember sitting, wow, dude, this is just like, crazy. So I sit down, my daughter sits down next to me, she's all buckled in. She looks over at me, I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay. Bring the little thing down, I'm like, oh, this is feeling like it's kind of tight, and there's this belt, like this, like a seat belt kind of thing, and it clips to the front, and I grab, at first I couldn't find it, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be horrible. I grab it, and I bring it up, and it just like clicks, and I'm just like, did that just work? And I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm fitting into this ride, and it's like, it wasn't even a struggle. And, you know, like, the ride was fun and everything, and my daughter was super happy that I went on it with her, but for me, it was like, you know, that's success. Right there is the reason I'm doing this. To be able to enjoy things with my daughter, to not say, oh no, I can't do that with you. And it be because of my weight. So it was a truly motivational moment for me. Just to be able to just say, and like the rest of the day was like so awesome. Like, okay, I went to the swimming pool and obviously I wore a shirt. I'm still not that point yet, but I didn't feel so uncomfortable at the swimming pool this last time. And just, you know, going, I mean, obviously no other ride was, like there was a few rides there that I was literally worried about getting on because because of my size. And yesterday I was like, well, if I can get on that ride, I'm going on everything else, and if I don't fit, then I'll worry about it then, but I'm just going on. And sure enough, I got on all the rides and it was no problem, and we just had a wonderful, wonderful, great time. And in the back of my mind, I was just like so happy that I'm at this point where I can do that stuff with her and not be worried about, you know, is this something that I can do? So that's, you know, if you need a bigger testimonial for what HCG does, I mean, I don't know, that's it right there. It's changed my life. It's changed my life to be able to go from a point where I literally could not do things with my daughter to the point where I can. I mean, for me, that's what this diet is all about. Now, I still have a long way to go. I still have 70 pounds to go as of this morning. That's a long way. It's more than I've gone. But, you know, I'm not in any kind of race. I'm not in any kind of, I have to have this done by the end of the month. I don't even have to have it by the end of the year. I just have to have it done. I mean, however long my rounds take me, however long things go, I mean, as long as I'm heading that direction. And I've already met so many of my milestones. I'm about to get another one in just 4 or 5 more pounds of being the lightest I've been in over 13 or 14 years. And I'm feeling great. I'm feeling good exercise, you know, good energy, and just like, you know, this is really, really, really working for me. So for those of you who haven't done this, or you're looking, you know, is HCG for me? I mean, try it. I didn't know. I thought before I did this, HCG was not for me. I thought it was, oh, that's just, you know, no one ever loses weight on this, and it's no good for you, and you're only eating 500 calories, that they can't be healthy, whatever. Yeah, then I did it, and I made a leap of faith. I didn't know if I was going to do it, but I knew I was going to really try and really stick to the protocol and not allow myself to cheat, give it a really honest chance, and see what happens. And that's what happened. My life has been changed. So, I mean, I know this was going to be a long video today because I had a lot to talk about, but it really is an important topic for me. And hopefully those who are on HCG and have a long way to go like me, hopefully they can, you know, get something from this. For people who are just starting and are thinking, I need something to change my life. I don't know what else to do. Will HCG work for me? And all I can say is it's worked for me. And it's, you know, it hasn't been hard. I've just done what I needed to do. Not cheated. Not given into the temptations when they come, because they do. And that's hard. But, I mean, just having in mind, like, really, what's more important? I was sitting at 280, 380, I can't even say 300s anymore. 328.6 when I started. And if someone had said, okay, you can lose whatever. I've lost 57, 58. I don't even know where I'm at now. Almost 60 pounds in under 3 months. And all you gotta do is don't freaking cheat. Just eat what you're supposed to do and don't mess up. Would you do it? Well, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did, you know. So, I mean, really, it's been a life changer for me. And I can't even imagine what it's going to be like going from here on out. Like as much as my life has changed, I still have tons of issues with my weight. I mean, obviously, I'm still 70 or 80 pounds over what I'm supposed to be. Well, you know, for my BMI, I'm probably supposed to be about 170 or 180. But, you know, 199, I'm not going to complain about that at all. So I'm still 70 pounds away from that. Still need to get into a place where I feel comfortable looking at myself in the mirror, because I'm not there yet. Not anywhere close. Need to get my stomach gone and replaced with some abs. Okay, so this may sound a little weird yesterday, but I'm going to share it anyway. I was at the pool yesterday at the water park, and obviously there's tons of girls in bikinis there. But you know what I was looking at? I was looking at all the guys who were working out and had their six packs. Not because of what you guys are probably thinking, because I don't roll that way, and if you do, that's fine, but personally I like girls. So anyway, I'm just like, that's where I want to be at. And I'm just like, oh, I wonder how much it takes for him to work out. I'm like, wow, that dude's really ripped. There was a guy who was, I want to say, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, mid-50s. He probably was older than that. And he looked crazy amazing. He was ripped, didn't look like a fat of ounce on him at all, tanned. I mean, I'm like, if I look like that by the end of this, that, you know, I mean, not by the end of HCG, but by the end of what I want to do with my body, I'll be so amazingly stoked. So, like, just seeing that stuff was a huge motivation to me, you know. It's just like, and, you know, because at the gym, like, everyone's got their shirts on, you don't really get to see. I mean, they're maybe more, you know, you can see their arm muscles or maybe their pecs a little bit, but, like, there, when you're at the pool, it's just like, it shows, and, like, that's where I want to be. I want to be able to walk to the, you know, walk into the water park or to a pool or wherever, no shirt on, showing off all my muscles. That's where I want to be. I mean, it's going to take a long time to get there. It's not going to be, I mean, it's going to take longer to do that than for me to lose my weight, but I want to be there. And that guy just showed me, like, I wanted to go up and say something, but, you know, I was with my daughter and he was with his kids. I didn't want to say anything, but I wanted to go up and say to him, it's like, hey, you know, I think, you know, you look great. You're a huge motivation to me. You know, just seeing people who do that and just being around people who have done that, you know, it's amazing to me. So that's where I want to be. So anyway, yesterday was very, very much a motivational day. I really have a lot of positive energy going on from here, and getting on the scale this morning and seeing another loss after being at the amusement park yesterday, it was just another good motivation for me. So anyway, this has probably gone on way too long, but thanks for watching. Thanks again for all your comments and your support. I spent a lot of the day yesterday when I was waiting in line or when my daughter was on the kids' rides, just going through my Facebook and YouTube comments and just getting some motivation from that. So I really do appreciate those. I really do read them, and I respond to questions. The comments I don't respond to so much. I just use them as motivation, but I do try to get back to everyone. And this week I still need to catch up on more vlogs. Lots and lots of more people doing it, so I really need to get kind of connected with them. But thanks again for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and thanks for following me on this journey. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And if you need help with support, I'm definitely here and willing to help anyone who needs support with this, because we can't do it alone. We definitely, there's no doubt the community has been an absolutely huge part of my motivation and success in this. So thanks to everyone who's been following me, and everyone who comments and motivates me to keep doing better. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do this. So thanks again, and thanks for watching. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.